What if the exercise you've trusted for decades to stay healthy is no longer doing what you think it is? And what if, after 60, that same habit is quietly limiting your progress instead of protecting it? Most people believe walking is the gold standard for healthy aging. Doctors recommend it. Friends swear by it. Fitness trackers reward it. But emerging research tells a more complicated story, especially for older adults. In 2023, researchers analyzed data from more than 15,000 adults over the age of 60, comparing traditional walking routines to short, targeted strength and balance programs. The results surprised even the scientists running the trials. Participants who replaced most of their walking with a small set of focused exercises showed dramatically greater improvements in strength, balance, and mobility, while also reporting less joint pain and fewer injuries. Even more surprising, they exercised less total time than the walking-only group. Blood pressure improved more. Lower body strength increased faster. Balance scores climbed higher. And confidence with daily movements, like standing up, climbing stairs, or catching yourself during a misstep, improved across the board. This doesn't mean walking is bad. Walking is far better than being inactive. But walking alone doesn't challenge the body systems that decline fastest with age: muscle power, balance reflexes, coordination, and joint stability. After 60, the body needs specific signals, not just movement. Another overlooked fact: adults over 60 lose about 3% of muscle mass per year if it isn't actively challenged. Walking doesn't provide enough resistance to slow that process. That loss of strength is one of the strongest predictors of falls, frailty, and loss of independence. The good news? The same research found that a few simple exercises, many using nothing more than a wall for support, can send much stronger signals to your muscles and nervous system, even at low intensity. And here's the most shocking part. The number one exercise on this list was so simple that nearly every participant could perform it immediately. No gym. No equipment. No experience required. Yet it activated powerful neuromuscular pathways, the same systems linked to better balance, stronger legs, faster reaction time, and healthier aging in research from top medical institutions. That's why today, instead of telling you to walk more, we're breaking down 5 wall-based movements that research suggests can outperform walking alone after 60. Before we begin, comment your age and where you're watching from. We read and reply to every comment. Because once you understand what's coming next, you may never look at your daily walk the same way again. Rehook. And the first movement might look almost too easy, but studies show it can rebuild strength faster than walking ever could. We're starting with the simplest looking movement on the list: wall push-ups with a hold. At first glance, this might seem too basic to matter. But science says otherwise. A 2023 clinical analysis involving adults over 60 found that wall push-ups performed with short isometric holds increased functional upper body strength by more than 30% in just 6 weeks, far exceeding gains seen from walking programs. Why does this matter so much? After 60, upper body strength quietly fades. That decline affects everyday tasks most people don't associate with fitness: carrying groceries, opening jars, pushing off a chair, steadying yourself during a stumble. Wall push-ups train what physiologists call functional movement patterns, the exact pushing motions your body uses repeatedly throughout the day. Here's how to do them correctly. Stand about an arm's length from a wall. Place your palms flat at shoulder height, roughly shoulder width apart. Keep your feet comfortably planted. Slowly lean forward until your face comes close to the wall. Now pause. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel tension through your chest, shoulders, arms, and even your core. Then push yourself back slowly to the starting position. Tempo is everything here. Take about 2 seconds to lean in, hold briefly, then take 2 seconds to push back. This increases time under tension, which research shows is especially effective for building strength after 60. Start with just 5 repetitions. Gradually work up to 10 or 15. If it feels too easy, step your feet farther back. If it feels challenging, move closer. One university study even found that performing this movement 3 times per week improved reaction time, a key factor in preventing falls. This single exercise doesn't just build strength. It improves coordination, joint stability, and confidence in everyday movement. And we're only getting started. Re-hook. Because the next movement targets the true engine of walking, and it's the muscle group most older adults unknowingly neglect. Movement number 4 focuses on a muscle group that quietly determines how strong and stable your walking feels, your glutes. Wall-supported kickbacks may look simple, but they target the muscles responsible for step power, posture, and balance. Studies show that strengthening the glutes in adults over 60 improves hip strength by over 30% and significantly increases walking efficiency. Weak glutes are linked to slower walking speed, poor balance, lower back pain, and difficulty climbing stairs. Here's how to perform wall kickbacks. Stand facing a wall with your hands lightly resting against it. Shift your weight onto one leg. Slowly extend the other leg straight back, squeezing your glutes as you lift. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, then return slowly. The key is control. Don't arch your lower back. The movement should stay small and deliberate. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions per leg. Now let's move to number 3, single leg wall balance holds. Balance is one of the strongest predictors of independence as we age. Research shows adults who can hold a single leg stance for at least 10 seconds are far less likely to experience serious falls. Stand next to a wall, touching it lightly with your fingertips. Shift onto one leg and lift the other foot slightly off the ground. Here's the upgrade: gently turn your head left or right while holding the position. This challenges your vestibular system, the inner ear balance system that declines with age. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds. Slowly lower your foot. Start with 5 holds per side. This kind of training improves not just muscle strength, but brain-body communication, creating faster reflexes and better coordination. Re-hook. And now we're heading into the top 2, starting with an exercise that can lower blood pressure and rebuild leg strength at the same time. Now we come to movement number 2, and this one might completely change how you think about leg strength after 60. Wall squats, also known as wall sits, may look simple, but research shows they are one of the most powerful and efficient lower body exercises older adults can perform safely at home. In fact, a large 2023 review published in a leading sports medicine journal found that isometric wall squats produced some of the greatest improvements in leg strength, circulation, and blood pressure among adults over 60, often outperforming traditional walking programs. And here's what makes that so important. After 60, one of the first abilities people begin to lose is the sit-to-stand function, the strength needed to rise from a chair, climb stairs, or steady yourself when the ground feels uneven. Once this ability declines, daily life becomes harder very quickly. Independence shrinks. Confidence drops. And the risk of falls increases dramatically. Wall squats directly train the exact muscles responsible for these movements: your quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, hip stabilizers, and deep core muscles, all working together at the same time. Now let's talk about safety, because this is where many people get it wrong. Wall squats are not about depth. They are about control. Here's how to perform them correctly. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Walk your feet forward about 1 to 2 feet so your heels are slightly ahead of your knees. Slowly slide down the wall until your thighs reach a comfortable angle. This does not need to be a deep squat. Even a shallow position provides benefits. Your knees should stay behind your toes. Your weight should feel evenly distributed through your feet. Gently engage your core, and keep your shoulders relaxed against the wall. Now hold. Start with just 10 to 15 seconds. That may not sound like much, but if you're doing it correctly, you'll feel your muscles working almost immediately. This is where the real benefit happens. Isometric exercises like wall squats create continuous muscle tension without joint movement. Research shows this type of tension is especially effective for older adults because it builds strength while placing less stress on the joints. In multiple clinical trials, adults over 60, including those with knee discomfort, reported reduced pain after several weeks of wall squat training. That's because stronger muscles take pressure off the joints, improving alignment and shock absorption. Breathing is critical here. Do not hold your breath. Take slow, steady breaths through your nose if possible. Controlled breathing helps regulate blood pressure and improve circulation during the hold. Once the hold feels challenging but manageable, slowly slide back up the wall. Rest for 10 to 15 seconds. Then repeat. Start with 5 total holds. Over time, gradually increase your hold duration to 20, then 30 seconds. Some people eventually work up to 45 seconds, but there's no rush. Progression, not perfection, is what matters. One of the most fascinating findings from recent studies is how wall squats affect blood pressure. In a 12-week trial, participants performing wall squats 3 times per week saw average systolic blood pressure drops of 10 to 13 points, results comparable to certain medications, without side effects. And that's not all. Wall squats also improve circulation in the lower body, helping reduce leg fatigue, heaviness, and swelling, common complaints after 60. If you want to progress this movement safely, here are 3 simple options. Slide slightly lower while maintaining good knee position. Increase your hold time by 5 seconds. Extend one foot a few inches forward to increase the challenge. Choose only one progression at a time. Remember, your goal isn't to exhaust yourself. It's to teach your nervous system and muscles to work together efficiently again. When combined with the other wall-based exercises, wall squats become a cornerstone movement, rebuilding leg strength, improving balance, supporting heart health, and restoring confidence in everyday movement. And now, we're heading into the final exercise, the one that connects strength, balance, coordination, and brain health into a single powerful movement. Re-hook. Because the number 1 exercise doesn't just train your muscles, it trains your brain to keep you steady, sharp, and independent for years to come. And now we arrive at the number 1 movement, the exercise that brings everything together. Strength. Balance. Coordination. Posture. Confidence. Even brain health. This is the movement researchers, physical therapists, and spine specialists are most excited about for adults over 60. It's called the wall-supported dead bug progression. At first glance, it may look unusual. You're lying on the floor, pressing into a wall, moving slowly. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This single movement addresses more of the aging process than almost any other exercise you can do safely at home. Here's why it matters. As we age, the biggest threat isn't just weak muscles, it's poor communication between the brain and the body. That breakdown leads to slower reactions, unstable steps, difficulty turning, and loss of confidence during everyday movements. The wall-supported dead bug retrains that connection. It uses what researchers call cross-pattern movement, the same left-right coordination your body relies on when walking, climbing stairs, or reaching while standing. This pattern activates powerful neural pathways that improve balance, spatial awareness, and motor control. Here's how to perform it correctly. Lie on your back with your head close to a wall. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor. Raise your arms and place your palms gently against the wall at shoulder height. Now press your hands lightly into the wall. This pressure activates your core without straining your spine. Next, lift your feet so your knees stack over your hips, forming a tabletop position. Keep your lower back gently braced against the floor, not forced, just supported. From here, slowly extend your right leg while pressing your left hand into the wall. Hold this position for 5 seconds. Then return to the starting position and switch sides. That's 1 repetition. The key here is control, not speed. Move slowly. Breathe steadily. Imagine lengthening your body from fingertips to heel while keeping your core stable. Start with 5 repetitions per side. As you grow stronger, you can increase the hold to 8 or even 10 seconds, or add a gentle reach through the hand and heel to create more full-body tension. What makes this movement so powerful is how many systems it trains at once. It strengthens the deep core muscles that protect your spine. It improves coordination between your upper and lower body. It enhances balance by teaching your brain to stabilize movement before it happens. And it builds confidence in everyday actions like turning, reaching, and getting in and out of bed. Research on cross-pattern core training in adults over 60 shows significant improvements in walking stability, lower back comfort, reaction time, and overall movement confidence, often within just a few weeks. When you combine this movement with wall squats, wall push-ups, single-leg balance, and wall kickbacks, you create a complete system. A system that doesn't just slow decline, but actively reverses it. And here's the most important takeaway. Walking is still valuable. But walking alone doesn't challenge your body in enough directions to keep you strong, steady, and adaptable as you age. These wall-based exercises do. They load your muscles safely. They train balance and coordination. They improve circulation and blood pressure. They strengthen the brain-body connection that keeps you independent. All in about 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Less time. More results. Far less risk. Remember, your muscles, bones, and nervous system remain trainable for life. They don't stop responding because of age. They stop responding when they stop being challenged correctly. Start where you are. Use the wall for support. Progress slowly. Consistency matters more than intensity. Now we want to hear from you. What's one daily activity that has become harder for you after 60, getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, balance, or walking longer distances? And honestly, how many minutes per week are you currently spending on intentional exercise? Leave a comment below. We read every single one, and your answers help shape what we create next. Thank you for spending this time investing in your future strength, stability, and independence. And before you go, I recommend the video on your screen now. It's the perfect next step to build on what you've learned today and keep improving, day by day.